Hi, welcome to MPA's Moonlight concert series. This is the first of two virtual concerts that we'll be presenting this week and next Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm Ken Avis and I'm the curator of music at MPA, and each year I do the gazebo show for Art+Fest and some of the gallery music and art concerts. I take the same approach to curating the music that MPA takes to art. I'm looking for creativity, I'm looking for excellence, I'm looking for diversity, and I'm looking for a multi-genre approach, and that's exactly what we're going to offer you tonight. We've been fortunate to partner with the Creative Cauldron, which is a local theatre in Falls Church, who've been presenting with me shows all through the summer this year. We've been outdoors, we've been wearing masks, we've been socially distancing, everybody's been extremely well behaved, and we've had some fabulous shows. And so we've taken the best of those shows to present these two virtual Moonlight concerts for you. We're going to start tonight with one of the many international artists presented. Throughout tonight's show, you're going to hear music or musicians from Italy, from Canada, from Ethiopia, from Argentina, from Bulgaria, from all over the world, and some Americans as well. But this first opening act is going to be Irene Jalenti, who's an Italian jazz vocalist based in Baltimore at the moment. Irene typically works in a 3 or 4 piece jazz band, but the quarantine has forced her to reinvent herself and be creative with the music she does. And so in order to be doing live streams from her living room, she started to work as a one-woman show using a magic box that you're going to hear in tonight's show. So this is Irene Jalenti performing a song by the Beatles. I hope you're going to love it. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab a cup of tea and enjoy the show. See you soon.
He told me he worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told him I did and then crawled off to sleep in the bath. When I was awoke, should I say Virginia Woods? Isn't it good to be here tonight? The sun came out and the rain left the way. Isn't it good tonight?
Irene Jalenti, the Italian jazz vocalist based in Baltimore, performing John Lennon and Paul McCartney's Norwegian Wood. The magic box she was using there is a looper pedal, and just like in my studio, it allows her to multi-track different layers of vocals and build those harmonies and those beautiful effects that she has going there. Irene Jalenti. Next up, we're taking you to the British Isles to hear some of the music of the Celtic culture. And this is with three musicians, the Sean Heely Trio, who are based in Northern Virginia. Sean Heely is a Scottish fiddle champion, and he's actually based in Falls Church. And Tracy Jenkins, you may be surprised to know, actually learned to play the pipes at McLean High School, where he was the piper some 10 or 12 years ago. And as soon as he finished the show, he told us that he was going to be heading off to the Appalachian Way. So he's currently walking down the Appalachian Way on his way to Georgia, chasing the sun. Take a listen to these three reels that they put together as a set, a Celtic set, and try to keep your feet from tapping. Good luck with that. Kevin Elam, Tracy Jenkins and Sean Heely, 3 Northern Virginia musicians who make up the Sean Heely Trio. My wife Lynn Veronneau and I met Sean Heely when he was an artist in residence on the prestigious Strathmore Artist in Residence programme. Now Lynn and I both work as mentors on that programme, and it gives us the opportunity to meet some of the best musicians coming through the area and then bring them to present on shows like this. And in fact, Lynn, who's a vocalist in her own right, collaborated with Sean Heely a couple of times on his concerts, and we've had the pleasure of getting to know them even better. Now Lynn is a vocalist originally from Quebec who has now got 3 albums in the top 10 of the jazz charts and the world music charts, and we performed together in a band called Veronneau. Since the quarantine, we haven't performed in the full band very much, but luckily being married, we're in a little bubble together, and so we now perform as a duo. And we did one of our shows for the Creative Cauldron Summer Outdoor Concert Series, and we're going to take you to France now with a classic song, La Bohème.
Je vous parle d'un temps que les moins de 20 ans ne peuvent pas connaître. Montmartre en ce temps-là, accroché seul il là jusque sous nos fenêtres. Ici, l'humble garni qui nous servait de nid ne payait pas de mine. C'est là qu'on s'est connus, moi qui criais famille et toi qui posais nu. La bohème, ça voulait dire on est heureux. La bohème, nous ne mangions qu'un jour sur 2. Dans les cafés voisins, nous étions quelques-uns qui attendions la gloire. Et bien que miséreux, avec le ventre creux, nous ne cessions d'y croire. Et quand quelques bistrots, contre un bon repas chaud, nous prenaient une toile, nous récitions des vers autour du poêle, en oubliant l'hiver. La bohème, ça voulait dire tu es jolie. La bohème, et nous avions tous du génie. Souvent il m'arrivait devant mon chevalet de passer des nuits blanches, retouchant le dessin de la ligne d'un sein, du galbe d'une hanche. Et ce n'est qu'au matin qu'on s'asseyait enfin devant un café crème. Épuisé ma ravie, fallait-il qu'on s'aime et qu'on aime la vie. La bohème, oh la bohème, on était jeunes, on était fous. La bohème, ça ne veut plus rien dire du tout. Quand au hasard des jours, je m'en vais faire un tour à mon ancienne adresse, je ne reconnais plus ni les murs ni les rues qui ont vu ma jeunesse en haut de l'escalier. Je cherche l'atelier, non plus rien ne subsiste. Dans son nouveau décor, Montmartre est triste et les lilas sont morts. La bohème, on était jeunes, on était fous. La bohème, ça ne veut plus rien dire du tout. Ken Avis, everybody, on guitar and vocals.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was my wife, Lynn Veronneau, and myself from the band Veronneau performing the classic Charles Aznavour song, La Bohème. I don't know if you noticed, but it was such a hot night we played there. It was 95 degrees, high humidity. So if we were glowing a little bit, that's the reason. So where should we take you next? We've been to Italy. We've been to the British Isles. We've been to France. Well, the next band are a totally global band. The band is called Project Locrea. They created that name because Locrea comes from two words, love and creation. And that's what this band are all about. You may have seen them on the stage at the Gazebo in previous art fests. And they're created by two musicians who came out of the George Mason graduate program for musicians. Yana Nicole, a Bulgarian flute player, and Christian Perez, an Argentinian guitarist. They're joined tonight because we reduced the size of the band, which is often 10 pieces, to just 4, so they're joined by Ethiopian vocalist Munit Mesfin and by the Chinese hammered dulcimer player Chao Tian, who's a very well recognized classical Chinese dulcimer player back home. But I think you're going to love this piece of music. It's from the Ethiopian jazz tradition, and it's a song called Yeko So.
በፍቅር ያዘነ በምን ይደሰታል መልስ እንኳን ባይሰጥም የከርሞ ሰው ያውቃል የሚያስተክስ ፍቅር ስንቱን አደንዝዞ የከርሞ ሰው ፍቅር መጠየቅ ነው ይዞ ተቃቅፎ መጫነቅ ግልጽ የተያዩ ሰዎች ስለ ፍቅር እስቲ ተወያዩ በፍቅር ያዘነ በምን ይደሰታል መልስ እንኳን ባይሰጥም የከርሞ ሰው ያውቃል የሚያስተክዝ ፍቅር ስንቱን አደንዝዞ የከርሞ ሰው ፍቅር መጠየቅ ነው ይዞ በሰመመን ፍቅር ከቶ ቢደገመው የጥንት ነው ያምናው ወይስ የከርሞ ሰው
That was international band Project Locrea performing the Ethiopian jazz classic Yekemo So. We're going to do something a little different now. When we held these concerts outdoors during the summer, we split them 50-50 concerts of music and concerts of musical theatre and cabaret. And we're going to present the first of our musical theatre selections. The second show in our series next Sunday is going to feature more of the musical theatre. And the reason we did it that way is because the Creative Cauldron is primarily a theatre. Maybe your kids have gone there for the summer camps. Maybe you've been to see plays there. But they do an incredible range of musical theatre. Tonight we're presenting Nora Palka, who is one of the stars of the Creative Cauldron, who now lives in New York because she went up there to do the Broadway thing and to seek success and fame on the stages of New York. For the quarantine, she came back to visit, and she does a song here from the classic My Fair Lady, which is called Wouldn't It Be Lovely? Nora Palka.
All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with the one enormous chair. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Lots of chocolate for me to eat, lots of cold make and lots of heat, warm face, warm hands, warm feet. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, so lovely, sitting up so bloomingly still. I would never budge till spring crept over the windowsill, someone's head resting on my knee, warm and tender as he can be, who takes good care of me now. Wouldn't it Thanks!
Award-winning Broadway actress Nora Palka, originally from Northern Virginia, performing Wouldn't It Be Lovely from the musical My Fair Lady. I don't know if you remember in the original stage play of that song was sung by Julie Andrews of Sound of Music fame, of course, and Mary Poppins. But in the film version in 1957, it was sung by Audrey Hepburn. Or was it? No, actually it was dubbed by another vocalist, but it appeared to be Audrey Hepburn singing that song. So thanks for sticking with us throughout this first virtual concert for MPAartfest, the first of our 2 Moonlight music concerts. We hope you've really enjoyed it. I sincerely hope you've been delighted by some of these artists and that you'll look them up on the web. You'll find them on Spotify, YouTube. They're all professional, full-time musicians. So as you can imagine, the COVID period has not been easy for them with all of the gigs cancelled. For many, these concerts were the first time they performed since March. Please do let us know if there's any particular artists you would love to see at Artfest in the future, and we'd be delighted to book them. They're all on my list for the future anyway. But as we come to the end, I wanted to give you something really bang up to date and sensational. This is a young, innovative guitar player from Woodbridge, Virginia. She studied guitar composition in New York City University and has come back home and has been really creating a sensation in the music world in the past year for her incredibly unorthodox melodic way of playing the guitar. I doubt you'll ever have seen anybody play the guitar the way Yasmin Williams plays, but I think you'll be delighted to see it. So here's Yasmin Williams performing Restless Heart, one of her own compositions, using guitar in so many different ways. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Please tune in. We'll be doing a little bit more of the musical theatre in next week's programme, but it's going to be just as good as this one. See you then. Bye.